I'm Sushil Agarwal and I work for Microsoft in global supply chain function and take care of the Middle East and Africa fulfillment.
Welcome to Veronica also because I know that you are in my two courses, business as well as internship. So I thought it's a great idea to also include you. So let me welcome you, Mr. Sushil, and just ask the first question. And that first question is that how big is Microsoft as a business entity in this entire Middle East or maybe in Dubai? Just few like things.
So I would say in Middle East and Africa, we have about 15% of the global revenue coming, so, and which is around 7 to 8 billion if we look into all the product lines or lines of the business.
So $7 to $8 billion is pretty high in terms of US dollar, and therefore even though someone may say 15%, but the amount is very large.
Yeah.
Now, since you are a specialist manager in supply chain management, what according to you is the importance of supply chain in business success? Briefly.
I would say today it's not the one company competing against another company. It's a supply chain of the two companies are competing against each other. To be successful, and any company need to have a rock solid backbone, which is the supply chain. So if you can come up with very solid products, but if you are not able to deliver it at the right place, the right time to the right consumer, then you cannot generate the profits and the revenue of your investment. So I think it's a backbone for the success of any organization.
Do you think that UAE executives are fully or sufficiently trained, executive training, in terms of supply chain management? What is your view on that?
I see there are still a lot of gaps, and I see there are huge opportunities actually to build the competencies and share a lot of best practices from the different parts of the world.
Do you think that the Microsoft also would like to participate as one of the facilitators of learning in such training programs and workshops of IHC Dubai?
I cannot speak on behalf of Microsoft, but
Yeah.
definitely at personal level, I'm working in Microsoft. I can say yes, this will be good, and I don't see why Microsoft should not be participating also.
Fair. This is a question of more
Yeah.
discussion,
Yeah.
more conversation, and much more clarity in our cooperation. But there is a synergy
Exactly.
between Microsoft, what it's doing every day.
Yeah.
Now there is another angle, and that angle is between college and Microsoft. So I think Veronica had a question. So maybe I will request Veronica to ask that question.
Well, my question first was how different is Microsoft here in this area of the world in comparison to other places like the UK or US?
So Microsoft has a very strong presence in US and Europe. We are not that strong yet in the Asia Pacific, Middle East and the Africa. And I think the part of the reason is that Microsoft was traditionally looking into the higher segment where it comes on the affordability. And if you look into the APAC, Africa, the affordability is probably lower than, if I would say, if you compare against US and the Europe. So now we are coming up with more products which can cater to these markets. So moving forward, we see that there will be very strong presence of the Microsoft in this part of the world, but traditionally it has been Europe and America more because the products were catered to that market more. And Microsoft is a very strong supporter of the students program and supporting all the way. In fact, if you go to Redmond, where our head office, we even have a graduate hiring program, so where they hire a lot of young graduates, train them up. So I'm sure if you approach to us, we will be able to help you the best possible way by sending the right speaker wherever we can.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agarwal. It is wonderful to have you here, and I want to, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you,
Thank you so
for
much.
a wonderful, thing that you. Thank you, Veronica, for being with me. I would have felt alone without you, so I thought it's a good idea to include, students in this part of conversation. And you are the future ambassador of companies like Microsoft.